You're driving alone through the mountains at night. The road is narrow, barely wide enough for 2 cars. On one side, dark trees stretching endlessly uphill. On the other, a steep drop disappearing into blackness. Your headlights are the only light for miles. No houses, no street lamps, no other cars. Just cold mountain air, fog curling across the road, and bamboo trees swaying in the darkness. Then suddenly, something white darts across the road, fast. You slam the brakes. Your seatbelt locks against your chest. The tires screech against wet pavement. And for a second, everything goes completely still. No wind, no insects, nothing. Then, from somewhere inside the bamboo grove, you hear a voice. Soft, familiar. Minjana. Your stomach drops instantly, because you know that voice. You haven't heard it in years. Not since the funeral. Not since they buried your aunt. And then the voice calls again, this time sounding weaker, almost trembling. Minjana, help me. Tonight, we are going to talk about JANGSANBEOM. Welcome to the podcast you can't unhear. Deep in the mountains of Gangwon province, there are villages that still feel disconnected from the modern world. Places where roads become dirt paths, where valleys swallow sunlight early, where nights feel too dark somehow. Mountain villages always carry this strange atmosphere. Beautiful during the day, terrifying after sunset, especially places surrounded by forest. Because forests at night never feel fully empty. It always feels like something is listening. Minjun's grandparents lived near Cheongsan, a remote mountainous region where old stories still survive. Even now, people imagine endless valleys, rice fields, mist drifting between trees. Villages frozen in time. There weren't proper roads everywhere. Just narrow cement paths cutting between rice paddies. Small dirt trails disappearing into forests nobody entered after dark. And at night, the darkness there was complete. No neon signs, no apartment lights, no traffic noise. Just stars overhead, thousands of them. The kind of sky city people forget still exists. And honestly, that kind of silence can feel peaceful at first, until it doesn't. Growing up, Minjun's mother always repeated the same warning whenever they visited. Once the sun sets, don't go near the mountain. And no matter what you hear, don't answer if something calls your name. At first, Minjun thought it was just another old village superstition, the kind invented to stop children from wandering into dangerous forests, which honestly made sense. Before phones, before GPS, before modern roads, getting lost in mountain forests could easily mean dying out there alone. So he ignored the warning. At least, until the summer of 2010. That year, Minjun returned to the village for a memorial service honouring his late aunt. Funerals in small villages always feel heavier somehow. Incense lingering in old wooden houses, quiet relatives speaking softly, family photos sitting beside candles. His grandmother welcomed him warmly. The kind of hug that makes you feel like time never passed at all. Afterward, Minjun stepped outside alone. The mountain breeze, the smell of wet earth, the distant sound of insects For a moment, everything felt peaceful. Like the outside world couldn't touch this place. Later that afternoon, one of the older relatives asked Minjun to drive into town for supplies. Hammer, nails, hardware tools. Normally, his grandmother would have made the trip herself, so Minjun happily offered. He drove into the township, grabbed the supplies, bought a coffee, wasted a little time wandering around. But by the time he started driving back, the sun had already started disappearing behind the mountains. Darkness arrives fast in mountains. One moment it feels like evening. Then suddenly, everything is shadow. The road home curved through thick forest. Bamboo groves swaying beside narrow mountain roads. No lights. No signs. Just his headlights cutting through darkness. Minjun gripped the steering wheel tighter. Then suddenly, something white shot across the road. Fast. He slammed the brakes instinctively, coffee spilling. Heart hammering. Cold sweat instantly running down his back. At first, he tried rationalizing it. A deer, maybe. A stray dog. The mountains were full of wildlife. But then, he heard it. Minjana. The voice came from inside the bamboo grove. Soft. Clear. Too clear. Like someone was standing directly beside the car, whispering through the window. And the horrifying part? It sounded exactly like his aunt. The aunt who had already died. The aunt whose memorial they had literally gathered for that day. At first, he thought grief was playing tricks on him. Memory. Stress. But then the voice came again. Weak this time. Shaking. Minjana, help me. This part scares me because most people think they'd never follow the voice. But if it sounded exactly like someone you loved, someone you missed desperately, I don't know. I genuinely don't know if most people would resist that. Because Minjun didn't. He opened the car door. Cold mountain air immediately rushed against his skin. And without fully understanding why, he started walking toward the bamboo grove. One step, then another. Like something inside him was pulling him forward gently. The bamboo grove stood completely still beneath the moonlight. Tall black stalks stretching upward endlessly. The wind sounded wrong somehow. Not rustling. Groaning. Like the forest itself was breathing. At the entrance sat a narrow, overgrown footpath villagers rarely used. Knee-high grass brushing against his legs. Mud beneath his shoes. Every instinct should have told him to turn back. But he kept walking deeper. Then suddenly, everything went silent. The moment he entered fully into the grove, the insects stopped. The wind stopped. Even the bamboo stopped moving. And honestly, that detail terrifies me. Because forests are never completely silent, especially in summer. Silence like that feels unnatural. Like the entire mountain is holding its breath, waiting for something. Minjun kept walking. One step, then another. His breathing sounding too loud now. The moonlight barely reaching through the trees. After around 15 minutes, he reached a clearing. And standing in the center of it was a woman dressed in white. Long dark hair hanging over her shoulders, facing away from him completely still. "Who's there?" Minjun asked weakly. The woman answered without turning around. Minjun. That voice again. His aunt's voice. And even though he knew it couldn't be real, he still felt himself moving toward her. Like a dream where your body doesn't belong to you anymore. Then, slowly, the woman started walking deeper into the forest. And Minjun followed. Time stopped feeling normal after that. 20 minutes maybe? Maybe longer. Nothing looked familiar anymore. Just endless bamboo shadows, cold moonlight, wet earth beneath his shoes. Then finally, the woman stopped. Without turning around, she spoke softly. Just a little farther. I'm so glad to see you. And that was the moment something inside Minjun finally snapped awake. No, I shouldn't be here. But even then, his body still wanted to follow her, like his limbs weren't fully his anymore. Then suddenly, crack. A violent spark exploded from inside his pocket. His phone overheated instantly. The flashlight flickered violently. The screen shattered with a popping sound like a firecracker. Minjun screamed and dropped it instinctively. And somehow, that shock pulled him back into reality. He looked around, finally seeing where he truly was. Deep inside a mountain forest, alone, at night, following something impossible. And every instinct inside him suddenly started screaming, "Run!" But then slowly, the woman began turning around. Minjun staggered backward. At first, he only saw pale skin beneath the hair. Then the face fully emerged into the moonlight. No eyes. Just deep black holes dripping dark red streaks down cracked skin. And the mouth! God. The mouth stretched impossibly wide, split all the way toward the ears in a grotesque blood-covered grin. Minjun screamed, and the thing smiled wider. "Why are you running?" it asked softly. Then it lunged. Minjun ran harder than he ever had in his life. Branches slashing across his face. Mud spraying beneath his shoes. The bamboo behind him swaying violently as something chased him through the darkness. His flashlight bounced wildly with every step. The only light in the forest. He tripped over roots, crashed into the dirt, scrambled back up immediately. No time to think. No time to breathe. Just run. And behind him, he could hear the bamboo parting. Fast. Too fast. Finally, through the trees, he saw the edge of the grove. The road. His car. He burst from the forest, threw himself into the driver's seat, slammed the keys into the ignition. The engine roared alive. He threw the car into reverse desperately. Then, his eyes flicked toward the rearview mirror, and there it was. Standing behind the car, pale fur covering its body, that same eyeless face smiling at him through the darkness. Still watching, still waiting. Minjun drove like a madman toward the village, hands shaking violently, breathing uneven. Then finally, warm village lights appeared ahead. Home. Safety. And standing beside the road was his grandmother, wearing her usual cardigan, waving urgently. "Minjana, come here, quickly." The relief hit him instantly. He slammed the brakes, jumped from the car, started running toward her. Then suddenly, something felt wrong. Really wrong. His steps slowed. Because earlier that same day, his relatives mentioned his grandmother's back pain had gotten worse. She could barely stand for long. Why was she standing out here alone at night? Then Minjun noticed her hand, bent backward unnaturally, twisted like broken plastic. Not human. Not possible. And slowly, the thing pretending to be his grandmother started twitching toward him faster. Jerky movements, head tilted wrong, smiling. Minjun turned immediately and sprinted back toward the car. The creature lunged suddenly with terrifying speed. But just before reaching him, it twisted sideways unnaturally and vanished into darkness. That image alone would probably haunt me for life. Minjun didn't stop driving until he reached the village houses. Warm yellow lights glowing through windows. Human voices. Safety. He burst into a neighbour's house, shaking uncontrollably before collapsing onto the floor. Afterward, he developed a severe fever for days. Sweating. Mumbling in his sleep repeatedly. Don't go there. Don't go. Then eventually, his uncle quietly explained the legend to him. JANGSANBEOM. The mountain creature said to mimic voices, especially the voices of people you miss the most. It lures victims deeper into forests at night, and once they follow, they never come back. Years later, Minjun still doesn't know exactly what he saw that night. Ghost. Creature. Hallucination. He doesn't know. But sometimes, late at night, when everything feels too quiet, he still hears the voice. Soft. Familiar. Minjun. I think that's what makes stories like this so terrifying. Not the monster itself, but the idea that something out there might know exactly who you miss most and use that against you. So if you ever hear someone calling your name from the woods at night, maybe don't answer immediately, even if the voice sounds familiar. Especially if it sounds familiar. Sleep safely tonight, guys. And I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.